the record button.
Right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you all?
Fantastic.
Good. So we're going to run this mastermind session slightly different, which I think will be good for everyone. Marie, do you have your list that you wanted to, are you going to screen share, or are we just going to go through each question individually?
No, I certainly will. I think we'll go through questions, but I'll bring the list up first.
Excellent.
Here we go. All right. So what we want to do today in our meeting is we want to go through with each of you. These are the topics that we've already delivered. And we want to see what you could be doing better. We want to see what you're not doing and what you need help with. Like, what are you struggling with? Because for us to keep going, we need to make sure that you're doing all the things we've already actioned. Anything you'd like to add to that, Jay?
No, that's good.
All right, perfect. So what we'd like to do is go around the room and ask each of you, what do you struggle with? Because if you've got that struggle, or you find it, maybe it's just time puts you back to do it, someone else has. So even if they're going to be watching the recording afterwards, someone else will probably have an issue around it. So don't be afraid to say, no, I don't do the one-on-ones, or I really struggle to move one of the post-it notes on my map to action because I haven't actually looked at it since I started it. Okay, so who would like to go first? Is there anyone that's, I know you're not prepared for this, but I want you to think about like each category and what you're really not doing.
So let's start with break even.
Yep.
Does everyone know what their break even is and feel like it's up to date? Like, would you be able to recall what your break even figure is off the top of your head and know that it's accurate?
Yeah.
You would? Yep. That was a very confident yes, Sarah. That's good.
Yes, I'm always, that's probably the one thing I check straight away.
You break even. Yep.
Yep. I've been reassessing monthly. Like, I've got a reminder in my diary every month to go back over it.
Perfect. Yeah. Very good. What about Rosie?
Yeah, I'm not up to date with my break even, probably a month behind. So that's something I need to get back onto focus with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you have a pen and paper in front of you?
Yep.
Yep, excellent. Write that one down. Break even, that's to review. The reason we're doing this is we don't want to load you up with new stuff if you're not 100% over the stuff that we've already implemented. So we want to make sure that that is completely cemented rather than loading up with the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. It just doesn't make sense, does it?
No.
Cool. Good. Excellent. Lani. Oh, she's muted. There you are. Hello.
How are you going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Yeah, no, I actually haven't even had a chance to reassess my break even, which I obviously need to now that I've just got the one salon. So I need to make a big difference with that.
Yep. Excellent. So those who need to review their break even, would you be able to write a little note, a little love note to yourself that you need to review your break even?
Yep.
Oh, someone's singing a lovely song.
Sorry, it's my phone.
Oh, good. No, that's fine. No worries. Where's Estelle? Estelle.
Jay.
Break even.
Yes, I know my break even.
Good.
The on that list is the team targets from last meeting's homework that I'm still yet to complete.
Perfect. No worries. Okay, good. Let's go down to number 2, which is the health check, which is all your KPIs, client numbers, average client spend, rebooking, retail and retail units and dollars, focus items, new and lost clients. So is everyone looking at their health check every single week with their team and looking at every single one of those KPIs on those numbers on that sheet? Good. Excellent. Rosie?
I'm looking at the health check, but I'm struggling with analysing it with I've only got the one team member at the moment, so I'm struggling to work it with her. So, yeah.
Yep. What's your particular struggle around that? What do you feel?
Well, it probably comes, it's a combination. I could probably say it comes back to the one-on-one meetings, is that the time, putting that time aside to go through it. But also, like, we sometimes go through things in our one-on-one, but I'm struggling to get it. I'll say, so I'll still allow half an hour because I'm trying to get through everything I want to get through. I feel like I've got so much I want to talk about. So, and then I don't spend as much time on that. So just analysing it, like to break it down for her, like with the particularly the new and lost, and what she's working on. So the particular things there, yeah.
And it's okay if you spend half an hour doing it. Sometimes it just takes time and then you reduce it down. So that's okay.
Yeah.
I think the key thing, write that one down. If you're not doing the health checks every week, make a time. But put the time in your diary and don't do it once. Actually do it on repeat. So if you're going to do it Thursday at 11 o'clock, put it in Thursday 11 o'clock for 1 year in advance. Like, the time will probably take you half an hour to sit there and repeat that reoccurring event. It'll make you do it.
Yeah,
for sure. How about you, Lani?
Yeah, I think so since I've started doing clients again, I've been really struggling with keeping on top of, I mean, as you guys know, just me being behind just a lot of things. So I started doing clients again on like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and had booked out all the other time to do management stuff. And since my clients have found out that I'm doing clients again, I just can't say no. And I've booked myself out 6 days a week, and I just can't seem to get on top of all of this stuff.
And Jay and I will help you with that. And that's, I think one thing, just so everyone knows in the group as well, and I know Sarah will put a hand up and will be nodding, but Sarah's used a lot of time of Jay and ours to leverage where she wants to get to. So I'm stuck on this. She's put her hand up and asked. So it's really good if you can do that. There's a few others in the group that have done it as well that aren't on today, but it's actually good to do that. So reach out. I know, Lani, I think you've got an appointment booked with Jay tomorrow. Is it this week?
I don't think I've gotten back to him about it.
Oh, okay, love. Sorry, I thought it was this week. But yeah, like just to make that time and just have a chat to us is more than happy to do it. So if you're stuck on anything here, feel free to reach out because that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Okay? Not just on Voxer. We'll make a time and we'll sit down with you just like this, one-on-one time to actually help each of you.
Yeah, sounds great.
So welcome, Casey.
Sorry, I'm late. Sorry.
That's all right.
It's all good. We're just checking in with everyone today to see where you're up to, what you're doing and what you're not doing. And also, if you need that time, we're going to get you to write down. So have pen and paper in front of you. How are you going with your break even and your health check? Have you got that sort of underway?
Yeah, I've definitely got the break even underway. I guess I just haven't really spent much time in doing what we worked on last time, setting the like the figures for the girls.
Yeah. So they're
and I guess I'm slightly reluctant because I just think they're so far off it that it might be a bit disheartening.
Yeah. Okay, that's more the team targets down the bottom.
Yeah.
So just getting them to fill out the health check and you to fill it out for the business. Are you doing that? Yeah, cool. That's good. All right, awesome. That's good. Estelle, did we check everyone? Yep.
Check me.
Yep, perfect. So time tracker. You've got everyone to fill out the time tracker. How's your time going?
So just a reminder, this is a having really good, solid boundaries between working on and in your business. And when you're working on your business, you've got a plan for that. Cool. So how's everyone with balancing their time? I think Lani just shared that she's a little bit here, there and everywhere. What day is it? What's my name? Where am I? Because she's working 6 days a week because she's been through some big changes in the last couple of weeks. So let's start with Lani. Your time, I'm going to guess, is stretched if you're working so many days on clients. Is that true?
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm really good at organising other people. Like I book in all my team to do things and actually booking myself in to do it. I think as well, like when money's tight, like you don't want to say no to clients.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think, do you know what? Like for all of you, Jay and I go through this as well. Like we have to stop and go, let's reassess our time management, because you start to doing too much. Like Jay and I just spent Thursday and Friday, wasn't it? Yeah, Thursday, Friday last week in Queensland. So all our client facing time needed to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And on Saturday, I still had to speak to a couple of clients, just because it does happen like that sometimes and you have to reassess. So it happens to all of us. Okay. How about for you, Roseanne?
I'm a little bit off and on, only because when I've had my main girl with hair, when she's been away on holidays, things go all skew with, and then I've got to get back on track. So it's probably when I get off track, getting back on track with my time. So I've had to step back in and do more. Yeah, so that's and she took some time off before last school holidays and couldn't work much of the school holidays. So since for school holidays, I've just been everything being out of whack. So I've got to get back onto that. So and I've spoken to Courtney about it. And yeah, she's really good. Like, she's like, Rosie, you need a set time. So I'm like, I know I need to. So she's telling me what to do. So yeah.
That's good. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Casey?
Yeah, I think I struggle a little bit with time, to be honest. I feel really comfortable in the salon managing my time and managing my clients, but I think working on the business, I probably don't manage my time very well, maybe.
Yeah, no, it's quite common. That's why we wanted to bring this up before we go further. What do we all need help with? Yeah.
So I think with our business coach, because we have a business coach, David, and his program is absolutely amazing. There's some businesses in the same program as what myself and Maria are in that have 8-figure businesses. So write that down. You have to write down all the zeros to go, how many figures is an 8-figure business? Well, that's huge. So that's a 10 million plus they turn over per year. And the amount of stuff that they implement and follow through to get their business to that size is unbelievable. You ask them to do something once and they'll do it. You ask them to be there, they'll show up, and that's a difference. So I think if one of the mastermind sessions is on something that you really want to know about, you'll be there and you'll watch the recording and you'll implement the actions. So I think one thing so far today is we're giving you the tools. We need to work out how you can implement them so that you get traction from them. Because you agree that all the things on that list, those 10 things, they're important, aren't they? They're all things that you need to implement in your business. So we need to work out, why haven't you? And then we need to make sure that we're holding you to account to implement those changes. Because the end outcome for us is that you go through Mastermind, you implement all the lessons that we teach, and you say, wow, wasn't that amazing? So a part of our role as your coach is to make sure you're doing the things that you don't want to do, even though that you see the value in them. So at the end of when we go through this, we'll be finding out, what do you need from us to make sure that you're doing the things that you need to do to grow your business. Cool? Rosie?
I was just going to say that if I was to get my time tracker down packed, a lot more would happen. So yeah, that's where I need to work on that, and then some other things which would just, I've allocated the time. So if I'm not allocated, I'm not going to do it. So
yeah, cool. And we all have things that challenge us and that hold us back and that stop us from being the best versions of us, best leaders, the best salon owners. We need to work out what are those weak spots, and we need to work on it. Otherwise, it's going to be a theme for the rest of your career as a business owner. So I think it's one thing to know what to do and how to do it and why to do it, but it's actually implementing it and then putting it on repeat. So a lot of the time, like I've got written down here that where is it? Casey you mentioned that it's a bit nerve-wracking to talk to your team about their targets because the gap's too big. That's common. But what we want to teach you is when you feel like that gap's too big, pick up the phone and say, I feel like the gap's too big. Cool. Because otherwise you suffer in silence. We don't want that.
Yeah.
So one thing, and I don't know where she's gone. Oh, there she is. She's right up the end. The one thing that I love about Sarah Neem, who's in here somewhere, give us a wave, Sarah. I'll tell you what, Voxer must call Sarah and say, what the hell are you doing, love? You've used it. You need to start paying us. Because if she's got a question, she's on that blower and she's asking straight away. So I think one thing that we had to give our coach feedback with was we would struggle with things in silence. And when he'd say, hey, have you done the 13-week cash flow forecast? We go, no, we didn't really understand it. He said, well, I taught you everything that I need and I know about the 13-week cash flow. The rest is up to you. You need to reach out to me and say, David, I don't get it. Can you explain it to me? So it's taking that accountability. If you don't understand something, get on the blower. Cool. Because it might be just one thing that you go, is that what it is? Yeah. And it's done. Rosie?
Going to say, like, I understand a lot of it myself, but I find it hard to tell Courtney. I'm like going, and I'm like, oh, how do I explain this to her that she understands it in a simple way? Because I know it all, but trying to get it across to her. So that's probably where, a bit of a struggle is there.
So they say that there's a gap between where you are now in business and where you want to be. And that gap is filled with skill, knowledge, and delivery. You have the skill, you have the knowledge, you just don't know how to deliver it. Or maybe you are delivering it, but you're just not doing a good enough job at it. Cool. So once we know that, we can work on it, but we can't help you unless we know what that is. So the communication needs to be here in the mastermind. It's probably here. So we need to help you with reaching out and communicating with that. Because I think there's some coaches that sit with you and they hold your hand and they even help implement the lessons in your business. Problem with that is remove that coach, things turn to shit because you become reliant on that coach. So a lot of people say, I need more one-on-one time. I need someone to nurture me. I need someone to help me. But you feed off that. It becomes an unhealthy pattern. Cool. So what we need to do is we need to help you be strong and confident and independent salon owners and leaders so that when we remove ourselves, you stay at that level. Shit doesn't drop off. Cool. So
can I just say something, Jay? One thing I'd love to share with everyone, does everyone struggle with finding time to do these things on the list? Is it a time management thing? Because I know I did when I had a salon.
Yeah.
Is everyone not? Yeah. Okay. So one thing I remember Lisa Conway did with me, she said to me, Marie, I want you to take some time off and go and sit up the road at a cafe and actually sit there and do the work. And I'd get to the cafe, I didn't know what to do. I'd sit there and then I'd think, what do I do? And then I had an iPad at the time. I didn't have a laptop. I had an iPad and I thought, what do I do on it? Like, I just didn't know. I actually couldn't put the two together. And then we started writing a list. So this is a perfect list for you to even start from to go, what haven't I done? What haven't I done? And what do I need to do? So if it's review your break even, maybe you need to print off your weekly sheet and then compare that with your break even. If you haven't done your break even, do your break even. And make it as easy as you can, like have your phone next to you and fill in the break even. And if you haven't got it sitting there, ask us to send you a copy and you can just handwrite it in if it makes it easier as a starting point. And then you can just compare that each week and then add to your list. And it's not to give you more work, it's to exactly what Jay said, is to grow your knowledge and then you can deliver it to your team better and better because you understand it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's go down the list a little bit. So what about one-on-ones? How's everyone going with one-on-ones?
Yeah, good.
Oh, good one. Yep. When do you do them?
So I just scatter them throughout the week when we have time. and we reviewed last week. And we've been doing the grow, which has been really good. But I feel like maybe we need to go back and revisit a few things, because when we were doing like grow with retail, those weeks would go really well, and I'd be like, all right, we've done that, we'll move on to the next thing. And then we get them focusing on other things, and then they sort of forget about what we've already spoken about.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always, you know what it's like, Blarney? It's like clowns in the circus spinning the plates.
Yeah.
If you spin one plate and then step back, and as soon as it starts to get wobbly, you go back and you can spin it. It's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that would be, let's say, if you're to focus on retail. Yeah. But then when you start to focus on rebooking and then recommending and then talking about the latest LED skin promotion,
Yeah.
when you're focusing on 4 different things and you're spinning 4 plates, you look over there, which is retail, the first thing that you were talking about in the grow document, and the plate smashed to the ground. It's turned to shit.
Yeah.
And it's like with my healthy eating. I eat really healthy, but then I don't exercise. Then I start exercising and I'm eating donuts. I think if only I could learn how to spin 2 plates at once, I'd be Zac Efron. Minus the head.
How about for you, Estelle? Let's hear about your one-on-one meetings. How are they going? You're muted, love.
Well, I enjoy that the most.
Yeah.
The one-on-one meetings. That's the fun. That's the fun homework. So that's good. I find that I keep to 15 minutes, so 5 minutes talking about the week before, 5 minutes on the plan ahead, and 5 minutes just recap of is there anything else they wanted to discuss, and if there is, then reschedule it to another time, because if it's something like I'm having a baby, we need a little bit more time than 5 minutes to go over. But one-on-ones, that consistently happens every week from 8:30 on a Tuesday. I sit down at the coffee shop and I just roll back in every 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Production line.
Yeah.
Good, awesome.
That's awesome.
I liked you 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. That was really good. Really good.
Yeah. So one thing that our business coach has really enforced with us is 2 sayings: get in line and stay in line. So when we go to him with a new idea, he goes, yes, but are you still focusing on what you committed to last month? Are you still doing your cash flow? Are you still doing your critical drivers and KPIs? Are you still looking at your break even? We go, no. He goes, well, get back in line and stay in line. Yeah. And when you've nailed that, then come to me with good ideas. Yeah. But sometimes I'll go to him with a good idea and he'll say, that is a good idea. And he'll let me implement it. Sorry, Marie?
No, you're right. Your internet keeps breaking up. How's Casey and Sarah going with that, with one-on-ones?
Yeah, I think I certainly do them every week, and I do team meetings every week. I just think I can get a bit lost in my delivery and saying, I certainly don't do like Estelle, like 5 minutes from previous week and 5 minutes what we're working on. I can just get a little bit like all over the place. And I think they can lose their value a little bit when that happens. We just end up having a bit of a chat.
Yeah, and I think this is why it's important to hear what other salon owners do, because you can actually go, oh, that's good, I like that. Yeah, well done. Sarah?
I'm going well with my one-on-ones. Like I've spoken to you guys in the past, my biggest thing's just being a bit more focused with the leading of the team. Other than that, we do focus every week on what they're growing on and look at where their gaps are, and individually I'm helping them with the different areas that they need to work on first.
Beautiful. That's good. And Colette is here. Hello, Colette.
Oh, she's muted. There we go.
How are you? We can't hear you. That's all right. That's all right. We'll come to you. It's all good.
Working.
Can you hear us, Colette? No.
Can't hear Colette. You must have a microphone issue.
All good. That's all right. All right. So the one-on-ones seem like they're happening. So everyone seems like they're having a go at them. Sometimes you fall off. You've got good flow with them. Seems like everyone's doing them. So that's a good thing, because that's one of the things at Zing that we always say, if you stop doing that, it falls apart. So keep going. What about your map to action? We put together that big poster size map to action for all your goals. Has anyone moved any of the post-it notes?
I was just going to say, I haven't moved my little post-it. I'm doing things, so I'm not looking back at my little chart. So, yeah, better do that.
Who's next? Sarah.
Yes, I have got, I'm just looking at it now in front of me, probably 50% in the work in progress and about 4 or 5 tasks completed for 2 of the things I'm working on. So that is slowly going in the right direction.
Good. Who's next there? Casey.
I have it in front of me, but I've only managed to move 1 post-its all across. There's still quite a bit of work there.
Yeah. When you look at it, does it motivate you, or does it make you go, oh, there's so much work to do?
No, it does motivate me. I really like the map to action. I just need to action it.
Yep. All right, cool. So the map to action is your plan. So all your important stuff in one place. So I think if you're doing stuff and you haven't looked at your map to action for weeks or months, it's usually because your plan isn't good enough, or you're cheating on your plan. You're just doing stuff. You're treading water. You're just putting out fires. Cool. So, Lani, where are you at with your plan and what you're working on and map to action?
I think my map to action's going okay at the moment. I think I need to find some more stuff to do.
Yeah, cool.
Because I've moved most of my things across, and I've really tried to we've just implemented a checklist for all the team, and I updated all of that, which took me like 3 days, but now they've got a full list of absolutely everything that they need to be doing in the salon, which the team has been really happy. Well, I had one girl who was really unhappy about it, and I've given her 2 written warnings so far. So she's in the process of, she's just not coming on board with what we're trying to change. But the other team members are really happy with having it all written out, because there's full accountability there. Like it's been great. So I think I need to just find some more things that I can put up there, because I've moved a lot of my stuff over to completed. So I think
that's awesome.
The mastermind stuff I need to put up there as well.
Yeah.
So Lani, sorry. So do you do a map to action for your staff members as well, like that you have in the salon?
No, sorry. The checklist that I had, it's just a daily checklist. It's not like a map to action for them.
Cool.
And I think too, Lani, and a lot of people go through this, and I know Jay and I have as well, because we've been doing the map to action now for years, is that we don't think big enough about our goal. So it's almost like, it's not like a checklist, rather than we feel like we've done it. So if you need help around that, anyone, including Lani, like if everyone needs help going, I need to think bigger about these big rocks, please ask.
We just spent 2 days on the Gold Coast last week. Sounds very glamorous, but we didn't get to do anything fun. And there was one speaker at the event that our coach hosted that made us think so big, even past Zing. He said, what would you need to do to have your business ready to sell tomorrow, and to sell it for a good amount of money? Like, I haven't thought that far ahead. Never even thought about selling my franchise. But it's really empowering. You firstly, I thought, well, I don't have a team. I can't sell something that's just 100% me. So I thought, well, why don't I have a team? So, when you think big, so much falls out of you. It's amazing. I'm not selling anytime soon either.
Right. So have we checked in with everyone? Casey, Lani.
Colette said that her map to action's going okay. She's writing into the chat box
Oh, yeah,
because she doesn't know sign language.
That's good. So what about A, B, C, and D grade clients? So I guess marketing to your clients as well, like your lost clients. How are you managing your client A, B, C, and D grade clients? How's that going?
Start with Rosie. She's next to Marie.
Yeah, haven't been doing it. Yeah. It's an area that I need to look at with Courtney.
Lani?
Yep, I'm definitely doing this. I'm just finding I'm doing the call, and I've got the script and everything, which is really good. But I'm finding it difficult to actually get on to clients, and then I'll send them a text message when I don't get on to them, and I just don't hear anything back. So
That's okay.
As well as our emails already automated. So I'm definitely doing it, but I'm just not really getting a lot from it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Lani, are you still working with Vanessa McDonald?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you have her system implemented for new and lost?
Yeah, we've got that, as well as I'm doing the phone calls with Estelle gave me a script for that.
Yeah, perfect. All right. There might be just a little tweak that might make the difference there. So we'll have a look at that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sarah?
This is an area I'm not consistent with, and I'm struggling to decide what to do for each category of client.
Yes.
I've just generally been calling them and seeing how they're going and that sort of stuff. For me, going back to the time trackers where I've fallen off the bandwagon. But I've made a conscious plan this week with my new team starting that I'll be right on top of this.
Okay, good. Good.
Who's next?
Casey?
Me. I'm a bit like Sarah. I'm not very consistent with this. We did recently change salon software, though, so it's been a little bit tricky for me to find lost clients. Although I do really see the value in it, so I do want to actually get onto it.
What program do you use, Casey?
Timely.
Okay. Yep. Timely have it. So,
yeah, Timely have it, but I just haven't had it for long enough that there's any lost client. Like, we've only had it a couple months, so I can't look back for lost clients prior to that.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, no, that's fine. And that might be something that you put on your list to do each week. Right? Yep, sure. Colette, you can just give us a thumbs up if you're doing it. Yep, good. A bit on up and down by the looks of that. Well, make sure that's part of your job list that you actually do each week, is like your lost clients. You know, look at your clients that have come in, definitely every single week. Probably around the price. Have I got everyone? I feel like I've missed someone.
What about me? You've missed me.
Oh, how about your A, B, C, and D clients, Jay?
Well, I think we've got something to share around that.
We have?
Yes. If myself and Marie kept every single coaching client that we've ever worked with, we would have a 7-figure business. We do not have a 7-figure business. So it's all around retention. So even if you were to think about, if you were to keep 50% of every single new client to come through your door, do the sums on that. It's amazing how much money slips through our fingers. And that's what it is. New and lost clients is money slipping through your fingers. It's amazing. We, about 6 months ago, myself and Marie did a campaign to contact with clients that we used to work with and just see how they're going. So not to sell them anything, just to check in to see how they're going. How many clients came back on board when we did that, Marie?
Oh, I'd have to double check, but I think it was 70%.
Yeah.
Around 70. I think it was about 20 we contacted, and around 13 or 14 came back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that was due to new things that we had, like new services that we had to offer, and also that they just had fallen off the wagon, like they actually stopped doing it. So if your clients are the same, they might have I know I used to have clients that would come every month for a facial, and then they went off and had a baby, and then they stopped doing it. They just went from monthly to, okay, it's been 6 months, I need to get back into facials, and then they do them about every 2 months or 3 months because the routine changes because this baby comes on board, and that's what. So your clients are no different to our clients. Things change in their life.
So Colette's put something in the chat box, sign language. She said that she's working on the new and lost and ABCD clients. She's printed them off each week and gone through the list, but hasn't called them yet. Basically, she's been too chicken and not wanting to know the bad stuff. And you know what? I've got a client in country Victoria. She was the same. I think if I said boo to this client, she would have fallen off her chair. She was just a very quiet, nervous person. And when I eventually twisted her arm enough to contact her lost clients, she was very underwhelmed with what her clients had to say. Oh, yeah, I've been meaning to come in. Yeah, no, I'll call next week and I'll book in. Thanks for the reminder. Oh, yes, no, I've just been on the Gold Coast and I had my hair done there. So I'll. What about next Wednesday? I'm probably due about now. So the lost clients, most of them, they're just stray.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
So tried to pass it on to someone else, but they're the same. Yeah, that's common. So I think it is good to do yourself to start with so that you can see any trends. Yeah. Cool. But yes, you will be surprised. Most of the lost clients are not really for an outstanding reason. They just haven't been back. Cool.
Let's do pricing structure. Has everybody implemented a restructure with their prices or a price increase within their business? Maybe do a show of hands. Colette, have you done it? Yep. Okay. Estelle? Yep. All right. So if you've done that, has there been any reservation? Like, has a client said anything? Do you feel like you've lost 10 clients over it? Has there been a problem? No. No, I'm just going back up because I see the screen of people, it goes over 2 pages. So one thing I want you to remember is to put a date in your diary. When did you do it? I don't know about you, but you forget people's birthdays, and if they don't have it on their social media and it doesn't alert you, I've done that. I used to do it with my team. I used to write even when their anniversary was. So I'd always remember that April's anniversary was on the 5th of November, and it would come up in my phone the week before, and I'd walk in that morning with flowers to say, you know, happy anniversary up to your 5th year with me. And it's so excited that you remember. It's no difference to price point. If you think, yeah, it was about a year ago we did that, so we probably should look at it. All of a sudden, by the time you implement it, it'll be 16 months. So this is where you're losing money as a salon owner, and you really need to think ahead of time. So just go and put the date in your diary, and I put it in at about 10 months, so it gives you about 8 weeks to really implement it and go on the 1st of January, that's when I do it every year. On June the 1st, that's when I do it every year. So whatever the date was, put a date in your diary. Did you want to add to that, Jane?
No, that's great. Thank you. It does come around quick, doesn't it?
Oh, crazy. Yeah. I'm going to go through marketing timeline, Jay.
What's that, sorry?
Would you like to go through the marketing timeline?
Yep, cool. Does everyone feel clear around what marketing's coming up? Remembering that you market to 2 people. You market to your existing clients and you market to get new people in the door. Does everyone feel clear around their marketing and have that booked in and ready to go?
I definitely have my existing client marketing, but I think I struggle with marketing to new clients.
Yep. Okay, cool. Yep, very good. What about Sarah Neem?
I have got the next couple of months sort of planned out, and this Wednesday with my new team member, she's got a lot of marketing experience, so we're actually going to sit down and plan with her and get her ideas, and we've got to book a team photo. so that we can get a few things like the refer a friend happening. And
Yeah, awesome.
I've got a few little things I'm going to get off the ground as of June. So
Yep, perfect. Very good. What about Rosie?
Yeah, got the ideas. I haven't booked it in. But one thing I'm doing is a refer a friend, and that's been working really well. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Very good. Casey.
No real new marketing. I mean, we do a refer a friend, which works really well. And we did like a Mother's Day competition, I suppose, but I don't have anything solid booked in. And when people say they have it booked in, do you mean like they have a social media campaign like scheduled and ready to go, or like?
Yeah. So again, you need to market to your existing clients. So an example of that would be have a campaign booked for next month around upgrading clients to Olaplex. So
And like send it as like a text message, or just put it on your socials? Or?
Yeah, put it on your socials, text message, email blast, mirror talkers, and little flyers to give to your clients, maybe a little punch card. But you've got something booked into a marketing planner ready to go to market for your existing clients. But also you're marketing to get new people in the door as well. Like, do you have a plan for that?
I don't have a plan for that.
Yep, no worries.
Can I just ask, everybody who's doing the refer a friend, what are you doing? Yeah.
So we do like a business card size refer a friend that we give to mostly new clients that then gives their friend a $50 voucher, but also for themselves as well, which is quite a lot really off their bill, but it works so well for us. It works really well. In hair, yeah.
Okay. Are there any beauty therapists that are doing that?
I haven't implemented anything yet, Lani, but that's something I'm working on. So I could always send you what I'm going to do and see how we go.
Yeah, I suppose I didn't realise that was like a marketing thing. We've got that, but we just give out eyebrow waxes. But I've just been revisiting it this week, and I think I want to change it to a facial upgrade or something like that.
Yeah, perfect.
The thing, Lani, with giving, and for anyone in beauty, it's the thing to give a brow wax is a lot of people have a brow wax. So you're just giving away $20 or whatever the price point is.
Yeah.
Or if you give $50 as an example, depending on your prices, if you give $50 off the deluxe facial, one, they'll give you more money, and two, they're more likely to buy product because you find out their dissatisfaction with their skin. So the client's going, wow, I've got a $50 voucher for a facial. Of course you'd use it. I'd use it. And then the next step is what do you upsell to them, because that's what their needs are. So find out what their dissatisfaction. But yeah, definitely.
Because if you were to think about, if I was to give you 10 new clients this week for free facials, how confident would you be to convert 50% into ongoing clients?
I'd be very confident.
Yeah. So I'm not suggesting to do them for free, but you could do their first visit a no-brainer. So if it was $129 skin peel, do it for $59.
Sorry, I missed that. You cut out.
Sorry, my internet connection's shocking. So if you had $120 skin peel, do it for half price for their first visit.
Yeah.
Cover costs, knowing that you'll probably recommend a product and you'll probably get them to be booked in for a series.
Yeah, perfect.
Cool. But that's something we could definitely talk about. Absolutely.
We missed. Sorry, I'm going on the line. Casey spoke. Colette's made a note here that she's got marketing calendar done. She's been working with Sarah Garner and putting a campaign together. How's that going, Colette? Good? Good. Yep. Okay, good. Estelle?
So I muted myself. Marketing is going well. I found that I was having these last minute marketing brainwaves, and the girls were going, what are I don't know anything about it. And the clients are coming in with these offers. So I've had to be really disciplined on having that marketing folder more forward planned of this is what's happening this month, this is what's happening next month, and a detailed description of if they're getting $50 off, how are they to take that through shortcut? Do they apply a discount? Do they just change the price? Like even a step-by-step on that. Otherwise, they're continually interrupting me or calling me on site to find out how do I process this offer.
Perfect, that's good. Have I forgotten anyone? Sarah spoke, Lani spoke. No?
All good.
All good. All right. The next, so that's good. And that, look, that might be an area, marketing timeline's an area that, you know, you might need help. Like there's so much when it comes to marketing and what you do. It's such a big topic, really. So with stock systems, that's the next one. How's everyone going implementing the stock system? So I went through that with you all, and we've gone through how to set that as a boundary, whether you're in hair 10% of your total spend, 15. How's everyone going with that? Gonna go first, Lani?
Yeah, so with that, I'm kind of struggling a little bit actually, because we are selling more retail than 10% of what we are making in a week.
Yeah, so you can do 15 because you're beauty, so you can increase yours slightly if you need to.
Yeah, so our weekly spend on products is probably 30%.
Okay.
But we do a fair bit of retail. And then I'm finding that we're always out of stock of things, even with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Might need to help you with that. It does take about 6 weeks to 8 weeks to get into a really good flow with it. So, yeah, something, but we can help you with that for sure, even just separately. How about you, Casey?
I'm pretty good actually. I mean, we order stock every fortnight, and it always, you know, I'm on like a weekly direct debit to my company that I use, and yeah, it works really well actually.
Good on you. That's great. Rosie?
Yeah, I've been monitoring my spend, but I've also, because I was initially, because of where I was saying I can't order, but I went through the suppliers that I can order more, like they might have a 2 to 3 day delivery, so I've been going, okay, I'll order them on a weekly basis. The ones that are a week, and the ones that are more take longer, they're things that don't sell as quickly, but my turnover, like my skincare, yes, I've been looking at all that, been working really well, and I find that I don't, doing it on the weekly basis, I'm not like, you know, I don't get the end of month account, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's really good. And that's something Colette's just written down to everyone in a message there that says that she's got all her stock in the computer in Katoomba, and she's paying it, so there's no big bill. It's good. If you can get to a system like that, it's really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sarah?
So my actual spend on my stock's pretty good. I've always been pretty onto that. What I need to focus on more when it comes to stock is actually putting systems in place so the girls don't let us run out completely, and so we can keep on track and I'm not being reactive and just ordering because we have literally just run out.
Yeah, good. Write that down then. So the last one, I haven't forgotten anyone, have I, Jay? I don't think so.
All good.
All good. The last one is team targets, and has anyone implemented that? Because that was one of our last things.
I have already.
Some no, some yes. Yeah. All right. That's quite new. So that does take time. Okay. So did you work out from your action items the difference, which was what they're making now to what they're actually what the goal is and what the difference is? Has anyone done that? No, that's quite new. So some will have done it and some wouldn't have. What Jay and I really would like to know, and you can either pop in the chat box or you can say it out loud, is what you really feel like you need to learn in Mastermind. So what's missing that you want to learn? Because the only way for us to know what's missing is for you to tell us. So could you tell us what you feel? Like, even if you have to have a think about it, or just for a minute, and have a think of what you really feel you need to learn from us.
I know exactly what I want to learn from you guys already.
Please tell us, Lani.
I think my biggest issue is that I just don't know how to get my team to do what I need them to do. And I feel like I'm putting all of these things in, but I don't have my team on board with any of it. So I'll be all excited, and I'll be really, ready to go at the beginning of the week, and so excited because, like, I've got a new checklist, or I'm trying to make everything easy, and I'm trying to be really positive, and then I turn around and somebody's thrown like $70 worth of product into the bin for no reason. And then I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm still trying to be positive and still trying to have that really nurturing environment, but I find it really difficult to get past just like simple things that I think we really struggle to keep on top of.
Can I ask a question, Lani?
Ask you 17 things. Yes, Sarah. So
Do you, when you with your team, do you have it all set out and you deliver it, or do you actually decide with your team so it makes them feel like that they've actually had the plan themselves and it's a bit more of their idea?
Yeah, so we actually had a really big meeting only a week or two ago, and we developed our business, like our mission statement for the team, and I didn't put pretty much any input into it. I let them all build it together, and I thought it was amazing and exactly on point to what I would want. But then them actually following through and doing that, it's not happening.
Yep.
Or it happened with a few team members, but then there's like one or two that just aren't doing it, and that'll be really difficult for me to get them. What is it, like, you're only as strong as your weakest link, and I'm really struggling to get everybody up into that excitement level.
Yep. So it comes down to accountability, and when you implement something, not letting it slide. So if it's not working, keep revisiting it until it does work. And the first solution and what you end up doing is always two different things. So I agree completely with Sarah, is get them to help you with it and ask for their help and get them to have buy-in. Then it's keeping them accountable. So instead of moving on to the next thing and letting the first thing slip, you got to keep doing it until they get it. Because really, they'll say, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, no worries. I'll fill out that checklist. No worries. Probably knowing that they're going to let that slide.
Yeah.
Cool. So not unless you keep them accountable. So it sounds like an accountability problem that we can definitely help you with that implementation.
Yeah, I'd really like that.
Cool. Ripper. Oh, sorry, what were you going to say, Marie? I didn't hear your audio come through.
Anyone else? Yes, Rosie.
Going to say, I talk about what I'm doing in the coaching program to Courtney, but I've mentioned it to you, I think, Marie, before. I'd love for her to meet you guys so she knows who I'm talking about, because I'm talking about this Marie and Jane. So like, oh, who is these people?
Yeah.
So yeah, just a face to the name would be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
So on that, would something be good for everyone is a team training, that everyone comes into this at once?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That'd be good, I think.
Yeah, I'm just writing it down. Good. Okay. Cool. Casey, is there anything you can think of?
A little bit like Lani, like keeping my team focused, I suppose. I mean, they same thing. They can be focused for a moment and then just fall off the bandwagon. And I think I have a hard time, like if they start doing something I don't agree with or not being focused, I have a hard time talking to them, like having tough conversations. I really struggle with.
It's a little bit like the delivery of it, isn't it? Like it's
Yeah.
that awkward moment where you sort of go, oh, why don't they listen? Like you get frustrated because you're thinking and you think, why are they just doing nothing, and why aren't they doing this X, Y, and Z when you've told them to? And how to keep them accountable for that.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
So what I'll do with our follow-up email today is I'll send you a YouTube clip of Kerwin Ray, and he explains how to have difficult conversations and the benefit of that. It's really good.
I've watched that several times. And I feel like every single time I watch it, I'm like, all right, I'm going to go have a meeting with these girls and I'm going to go through this and it's going to be like pointed out like this. But I think I second guess myself so much, and I always think that my team think I'm a bitch. Like I'm every single day I go into work thinking that my whole team hate me and that they think I'm a bitch, and they do. Like if I ask them to pull their hair back because it's messy, they say, like, they think I'm a bitch. If I ask them to pick up something because they've dropped it, they think I'm a bitch. And they're just, sorry, I'm just venting, but like it's like I just deal with children all the time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But have you asked them whether they think you're a bitch when you hold them accountable?
Yes, and they start crying.
Yeah. Okay. But why do they cry, do you think?
Because I'm not a bitch and I'm just asking them to do their fucking job. Sorry, I'm like...
Yeah, it's true. They're crying because they feel like an arsehole.
Yeah. And it's no different, is it, to imagine, like, you know, our parents, they told you to do it and do it. Imagine how many times they said, pick your clothes up and put it in the laundry. Pick your clothes up and put it in the laundry. They must have thought, why don't my kids listen to me? Do you know what I mean? It's the same. They're your kids. You've got to tell them everything to do and keep telling them and telling them and telling them and telling them. And you feel like a broken record. But one day, believe me, because it happened to me, they click. And my girls used to say, aren't we having a meeting today? And I think, oh God, am I running behind? You know, because they were so systemed and organised, they would come to me with, it's my turn now. And I think, oh, it's up to her. So when they come to you, you know the system works. So you just got to persist. It's persistence.
I used to struggle a lot with this too. And I'm just thinking, with like especially in Lani's case, I've always found that if I started asking them how they're going and what can I do to help them, it really changed their attitude towards what's happening, because then they actually want to fix it. They flip because they can see that you care. It's a bit more of a different way of going about it. I think you've got to maybe ask a bit more questions and dig a little bit deeper, because obviously I felt years and years ago, I used to have this thing where I walked in the salon, I felt like everyone would be talking about me behind my back and nobody liked me, like you said, Lani. But I think it's just a case of they probably want to do what you're saying and everything like that, but they don't know how to go about it. And maybe you just need to start maybe asking them a bit more personal questions. So then you get that connection, and then they actually really want to do it for you. Because now my staff, we're a family, and that's exactly how we operate. We support each other all the time, and we're working towards the same goal.
Yeah.
So I think a good rule of thumb as well is that when you're implementing something with the team, get them to relay back to you the benefit to them, the benefit to the business, and the benefit to the client. If they can explain the benefit to the business, them, and the client, they'll have more buy-in. They'll understand why they should be doing this.
So you think like them keeping their job? Yeah. Benefit to the business, benefit to them.
Should tick those 3 boxes.
Yeah.
And even discuss your break even. Like, tell them your figures. It shouldn't be a secret, because they need to know exactly what's happening. Because the reality is, if they don't know that, it's like I had my old boss. She used to always say to me, you need to make more money. But that's all she would say. I would sit there as a trainee going, oh yeah, whatever, you just want more money. Like, it wasn't a case of knowing, okay, this actually has to happen, otherwise we'll go backwards and everybody loses.
Yeah, and I'm pretty open with all of that type of stuff. I'm probably too open with them about that sort of stuff. Yeah, thank you.
Just a real vision for the business, like a vision got like a goal, like this is what we're working towards for the month. In your meetings each week or fortnight, this is where we're up to, doing an awesome job, girls. Like, it's that reassurance all the time. So
well, we did do like a group, like a team vision board, and I got them to put like all this stuff on there that they really wanted, and you know, even stuff like personal goals and that type of stuff. And like, I'm really trying to yeah, get them involved in things. And I suppose I'm just struggling a little bit with them staying on board after we've, you know, put all the pretty pictures together and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe
And I think, again, it comes down to accountability, but accountability doesn't mean that you check in with them and smack them.
Yeah.
Accountability is to support them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Accountability can be a positive thing that you look forward to.
Yeah.
yeah,
Cool.
right.
I think we just need to give you the tools to be able to do that.
Yeah. So you've given us some really good insights. So Colette's just mentioned in there she enjoyed this. So face-to-face in the group's really good. There's also a bit of team direction, accountability information, team training as well. So to do something with all your teams in one, to do a training.